it's Kelly from Loch Briar Knits coming to you for episode 10. We have now hit double digits, and I'm coming to you from a very muggy Nova Scotia, Canada. It's been muggy for a few days now, and at least it's sunny, and I shouldn't complain, but I hate humidity. I hate humidity. It saps all your energy. As you can tell, I'm in a bit of a different location than I normally am. I've decided to move it upstairs to the living room so I can turn the fan on and just kind of be in a bit more of an open space, because my office right now is a bit of a disaster because I'm cleaning things out to prepare for painting. So living room it is. Where can you find me other than here? Instagram, you can find me, Kelly L. Boyce. I'm also on Twitter under Kelly L. Boyce. Hardly ever on Twitter, always on Instagram. That's probably the biggest place. I have an Etsy shop and a Facebook page, both called Loch Briar Knits. And I've got my Ravelry group. Of course, we have a Ravelry group for the podcast, Loch Briar Knits, so check it out. That's where I keep all the show notes. If we're doing a giveaway, that's where all the information will be. Eventually, probably once we kind of get going along a little more, I may do a cowl or something. Make along, knit along, something. And all that information will get kept in there. I'm also on Ravelry as Loch Briar, so you can check me out there. Add me as a friend. Happy to have you. I keep track of the projects I'm working on. I'm trying to be a little more diligent about that. On my page at Ravelry as well, just so if you're interested and you want to see the yarns that I used or any notes in the projects. For all the returning viewers and subscribers, thank you. We've added some more of you to the mix, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you keep coming back, so thank you very much. If you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you'll return. If you like the episode, please click on the thumbs up. That really helps kind of get the word out about the podcast and definitely helps that way. So if you have any comments or anything, I always check the comment bars if you've got any questions, blah, 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 any of that good stuff. Just, pop it down there and I'll get back to you. And I think that's it. I think that's it for intros. We're going to start with acquisitions because I did something a little crazy that I wasn't quite expecting to. It was something I had wanted to do, but I didn't really think I'd get the opportunity. And I did, so I grabbed it. Seriously? Okay, this looks like a lot of yarn. And it is a lot of yarn, but here's why. So, what have I got here? I'm going to put my glasses on for this one, so hopefully I'm not glaring too much. This is the Fleece Artist National Park collection. So, what they have done is, see if I can flatten this. In honor of Canada's 150th, they have done, you can see all the list there, they have done a skein of yarn for each national park, or for a national park in each province and territory. So when I heard they were doing this, I thought I would love to get one skein for each. And I had some ideas of what I was going to do with it. But I thought, what are the chances I'm going to be able to do that? And, have the money to do that because, there's a lot here. So I was kind of squirreling some money away thinking, maybe I'll get a chance. or I can kind of pick some up as I go, and then maybe I'll get as many as I can get. I went to my local yarn store, the Loop, so Mimi had posted that they had gotten some in, but I think by the time I got down there, they were pretty well, they're pretty well gutted. So I did get 3 of the skeins that I wanted, plus one other that I really, really wanted because I had a specific project in mind for that. And I was looking at one of the other skeins and I was like, oh, I really like that, but I'll take these 4 right now. And then I kept thinking about the skein I left behind, and I really, really wanted it, so I thought, you know what, I think I'll go back and get it. And right before I left the office to go back down there, Mimi had posted that they had just gotten a whole new shipment in from Fleece Artist. And so I beat it down the street because she's like about 2 minutes from my office, and I picked up all of the other skeins that I didn't have. So I now have the full collection, and I do have projects in mind for almost all of them. So I should probably do this in some kind of order. Well, this one that I already showed you, and there's some of these names I'm going to butcher, and I apologize for those of you who actually know how they're said. This one is BC, and it is, see if I can get a little closer, it is Gwe Hannes, and I could be totally wrong with how I'm saying that. So if any of you are from the area, you can let me know. And the thing I like too is right here, they give you on the band a little hint of how it will knit up. Let me get this focus here. There we go. There we go. So that's British Columbia. And you're going to hear a little crinkling because I'm going to put these back in the bag once I'm done. This one is going to be for my husband. It's Riding Mountain. Manitoba. So these are all, I think what, superwash, 100% superwash merino, and they call it their merino slim. So it's pretty much, oops, I'm upside down. So you can see that. So that's Manitoba, nice and brown. So this is going to be, this is the one my husband picked out because he wants a sweater out of it. So that one is snagged for a project. So this is, make sure I got them all here. These are the territories. And this is where I'm probably going to mess up the wording or the names. And again, my apologies. So here we have a Luvik. Maybe Northwest Territories. Like, look at the blues in that. Honestly, that's just so. And then this one is Nunavut, and it is Sirmalik again. And this is like nice lighter blues, and I don't know if, oh yeah, here it is. So you can kind of see like there's almost some, almost like an aqua color, like some, and it's just, oh, I love that. Like, look at this. Look at this. So this is Nunavut. Oh. Oh God. Yukon. All right, so this is the Yukon, and it is Cluane. And again, but oh, these are like deep, deep blues. When I first saw it, I thought it was black, and there is some black here, and then I realized that it's black with really dark navy mixed in, and then again the blues and the greens. Oh, this is insane. Love them. Check out Saskatchewan. Like, honestly, I'm gonna pull this off a little just so you can kind of get the, like, look at the blues and gold, and that's just, honestly, oh, I love that. And I saw a picture, and I'm trying to think, I think it might have been on the Grocery Girls chatter thread for the cow that they're doing for the Canada 150. Somebody had done a project using this yarn, and they had posted a picture of like blue sky that matched this perfectly and the grasslands that matched this perfectly. It was stunning. So I'm really looking forward to using that. I don't know for what yet. So this is Ontario, and theirs is, this is Thousand Islands, I think. Thousand Islands, that's a dressing. I'm gonna have to ask my husband about that one. He's from Ontario. So, but again, the colors, insanity. Like, that's just beautiful. This is Forleon, Quebec. And they've got some beautiful, like, grays and burgundy purples, some browns in there. Like look at that. Look at the colors. I'm clearly going to have to go to each of these parks. Do a little Canada road trip. Oh, Banff. Ta-da! Look at this. Oh, crazy. Love it. So that's Banff, Alberta. So what we have next are the Atlantic provinces, my personal favorite. So we are going to start with Fundy, New Brunswick. Crazy. Look at that. So it's brown for the Fundy. Greens and the blues. This skein's falling apart a little. Like, ugh. That's lovely. And then, where we're going to be going to very shortly, Greenwich Dune PEI. So it's all of these like soft blues and, oops, sorry, blues and sand, and it's blowing out a little here, but this is actually a really nice soft green. So that's Greenwich Dunes, Prince Edward Island. And then the place that is on my bucket list and that I will get to, Grossmoor, Newfoundland. Ugh, honestly, oh, the greens here. I've not heard of anybody who has been to Grossmoor and come back and said it wasn't one of the most beautiful places they've been to. Then, last, but certainly not least, my home province. And they did, of course, Sable Island, Nova Scotia. Look at that. That is an awesome skein. So the Atlantic provinces and the North and Manitoba, I have ideas for. So the other skeins I haven't quite pegged for projects yet, but I'm thinking. The brain's working. So that was my main acquisition, because really that may be it for me for yarn for a while. So I did get a couple of other things, and these were items, sorry, I'm going to reach here. that I had ordered. I had mentioned in the last episode, but they hadn't come in yet. So this is the Canada Day bag from, look at that. That is so awesome. This is from Prairie Dye Studio, and sorry for the dog here, but sorry, let's see if I'm getting that on there right. So this is from Prairie Dye Studio, and she had a bunch of different ones that she did for Canada 150, and I got the little Canadian flag progress keeper, and I just hooked it on there for now. But this is great. It's nice and roomy, and it was holding my Canada Day sock, of course. So it's nice and red in there. Lots of room. So that was my project bag, and I like this because it's got like beautiful glowing hearts, peaceful, democratic, glorious and free, our true north, strong and free. It's got all our. I wonder if they got A on there. Which, by the way, I don't say egg. I don't say egg. I don't know too many people that do. Unless we're joking around and kind of, yeah. Anyway, this is our land. Canadian flags. I love the Canadian flag. I love red and white. It's awesome. And that's it. That is it. No, that's not it, because I did have something else. Sorry. I'm so mesmerized by the bag. I went on the Fringe Supply Company site, and I picked up a couple things. I picked up a pair of, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's the Likey needles, and they're made out of driftwood. So I got the size US 1.5, which is 2.5 millimeters, and it's a 40-inch circ. So I haven't opened these up yet, but they do look nice and sharp. So I've heard people talking about these, and I just wanted to try them out, and I saw that Fringe Supply Company had them on their website, so I thought, okay, I'm getting a couple things, so I'll just grab that as well. And I got me a pair of funky little scissors, because I had to keep stealing the ones out of the kitchen, and then my husband was like, "Where are the scissors?" And then I'd have to go search the 12 project bags and find them, so that's just for snipping my ends. I like it. They're just like, anyway. And then, of course, because I was on Fringe Supply, I got one of their bags. I was going to get one of the field bags, and I still might, but it's not going to be this month, because, you know, I just bought Canada. So I got one of the ones that, I don't have anything in it right now, but, you know, it ties like that, and it's nice and roomy. So, I mean, it's going to fit a lot, so it's going to be good for sock projects, which I seem to have an abundance. So, yeah. So that was it for I think that was it. That was it for acquisitions. Really, that's enough. Next episode, I'm going to actually have minimal acquisitions, because I feel like I'm going a little crazy lately, and it's all for a purpose. That purpose being knitting. Whatever. So, yeah, that's acquisitions. That's acquisitions. Acquisitions. Do you know what? You know what? Yeah, I didn't make myself any tea. Okay, you know what? Before we move on to whips, I'm going to remedy that situation. I'm going to go get me some tea, and then we're going to continue on. We're back, and I have tea. So, yay. I've got my Stash lemon ginger. I like this one. It's got a really nice kick to it. It's like you're drinking, and it's like, oh, sweet lemon. Then the ginger kicks in and says, yeah, hello. Still really hot though. I don't know, you know, I don't care how hot it gets outside. I still prefer hot beverages. I don't know. So, what are we doing? Whips. Whips. There are a lot of whips on the go. It is literally Sockapalooza over here. I don't know. I just went on a bender. And I think I had mentioned last episode that I figured out the best way for me to get over the second sock syndrome was to have 4 socks on the go at a time. Because then I just didn't get bored, because I could always switch it up and work on whatever. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I have no faux, but I do have a hoe. And it is my Canada Day sock, which it's not completely red and white. There are some little black flecks in it, as you can see. And it comes with a heavy dose of golden retriever hair, so how about that? Extra warmth for the colder months. So this is, let's see if I can, you can kind of see the little black flecks. So I did this on Magic Loop, and seriously people, Magic Loop, oh my god. I know I said this last episode, but seriously, I will never knit another sock any other way, unless they come up with a better way than Magic Loop. And if you do, you're a genius, because clearly. I've been whipping socks off left, right, and center. So this is number 1. I haven't cast on number 2 because I literally just finished this like 2 days ago. And I went and I was working on something else. So I am going to cast on sock number 2. I may do that today. I may get time to do that today because I'm on vacation today. I took a vacation day. So it's Friday. I'm not podcasting downstairs. I literally, which is another reason I'm upstairs podcasting, is I have the whole house to myself all day long. So I don't have to kind of close myself off down in the thing. Sorry, this is kind of going all... My focus is going in and out on me. Sorry. So, yeah. So this is sock number 1. I had no issues with the sock. It knit beautifully, start to finish. It fits really nicely. I'm not going to put it on for you because I'm not feeling that bendy today. I have a new trainer, and I'm really sore today. I'm really sore, not going to lie. So, sticking this in my foot and trying to lift my leg up. That's not happening today. Anyway, so, that is my hoe. I knit this out of my own yarn, and this was originally planned this to be what turned out to be Blackguard's Heart. This was my first pass at it, and when I did it, I thought, no, I want less red in it and a little more black. So I redid it, but I kept this skein because I thought I'm going to do this in July for Canada Day because it's all the red and whites. So I did that. So there we go, sock number 1, and I'm going to enter this in the Grocery Girls Canada 150 cal. Actually, I think they have it as a make-along, so you can knit, crochet, quilt, I don't know, spin. So, yeah. So I'm going to enter that, which means I do have to get the other one done because I think the knit-along goes until the end of August. So I still have a little time, but... yeah, I don't want to be rushing at the last minute because I suck at procrastinating. Yeah, I just like to get stuff done. Get her done. So that's my hoe. I don't know why I always get hoe and foam mixed up. Okay, so that's that. Sitting that over there. But as I said, it being Sockapalooza over here, this is my first sock. So this is again blowing out. It's actually very green. This is from Wool Needles Hands HyperColor shirt colorway, in, I think it was Taylor's favorite, which was the 80/20. I can't find the band. It's in here. HyperColor shirt. This was, no, sorry, 75/25, the workhorse one. So that's Taylor over wool needles, hands for fiber for the people. So again, magic loop. I think I did 64. Yeah, I cast on 64 stitches with this because I'm using size 0. So I cast on 64 just to, and I don't know who these are going to be for. And I'm going to have to decide soon, because if I want them to be for somebody else, I'm going to have to size the foot properly, and nobody else in my family except for my mom has small feet like I do. So that's how much I have done. I'll probably knit maybe about to there before I start doing the going in for the heel flap. And I do a vanilla sock. I do the heel flap gusset. Someday I'm going to try the fish lips kiss heel. Again, today's not that day. I've got to sit down and read through the like 12 pages of instructions. So that's the cake, and she's like, I can't believe how green it looks like to me and how not green it looks on this. This, like, I don't know. Anyway, so that is in my Prince Edward Island bag. We go to Prince Edward Island in August every summer. So this may be coming PEI with me if I don't finish it, because I'm only on the first sock. So yeah, I may have a little ways to go. This is my Mrs. Brown's bag. It's from Jody over at the Grocery Girls. I love this bag. It's so, like, it's just, I love it. It's like very, very malleable. So this is holding last week's hoe, seriously, which was my lavender sock. And this was the first one I completed from start to finish on the magic loop. And then last night or the night before, I cast on sock number 2. And these are on my Addy Turbo Rockets, which honestly, I think these are definitely my favorite. And the reason I say that, the other ones are on my Knitter's Pride Carbons, and I do love those as well. The Addies are a little more slippery, so the Carbons, the Knitter's Pride Carbons, have a little bit more, I guess, grip, so I don't worry quite so much about them falling off, although really that hasn't been an issue with the magic loop. So but I find the joins here from, or goes from the needle to the wire, is a little smoother. My stuff doesn't get hitched up on it the way it sometimes does on the Carbons. And I think that may actually be more a factor of me pulling a little tighter here when I'm like switching from one needle to the next, just so that I don't have like laddering happening, because I want it to be, you know, smooth. Let's see if I can get that. This is on my Lavender Fields yarn. This is my 80/20 base, which I've switched to 75/25 just because the supplier that I use had a really nice 75/25 that I liked. And so this, I don't have a whole lot of newer ones on the 80/20, and this is one of the first ones that I did. This is Lavender Fields. This is sock number 2. I've got the cuff done, and I've started kind of doing, you know, the leg now. I think I'm like 2 rows into the leg. So I'll probably work on that a little today. And my goal is to, sorry, my throat allergies are like totally kicking my butt this summer. I don't know what the deal is. Like, literally, I feel like my nose has got a clothespin on it all the time and I can't breathe and my throat is, it's not a cold. My husband keeps saying, is it a cold? No, it's not a cold. It's allergies. Every year. Just, it usually doesn't happen until later. All right. So sock number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sock number 4. Well, 1 was a finished sock. So this is one I've been working on. This is the one I kind of carry with me, so I just sort of pick away at it when I get a few minutes. If you're on Instagram, you've probably seen my stealth office knitting. I'm actually not knitting while I'm working, or while, you know, I usually get into the office way ahead of everybody else, and I'll just take 15 minutes and do a little knitting. So this is on my Forest and Sky colorway, which is in the shop, and I love, let me grab the cake's getting a little messy, doesn't travel as well as I thought it would. So anyway, that's the Forest and Sky. So I'm almost, probably knit maybe about another inch or 2, maybe another 2 inches before I start going for the, get all my wires and stuff out of the way, before I start doing the heel. And again, vanilla sock. I really only do vanilla socks at this point. I may go crazy and branch out later, but the thing I like about socks is that I can just sit there and sort of mindlessly knit now that I can do it on the magic loop. I could not mindlessly knit when I was on the double pointed needles. I could not. It was a disaster. I was dropping stitches, I was dropping needles, which dropped a whole bunch of stitches. It was just a mess. It was a mess. Yeah. So I like a good vanilla sock. So the colors on this, honestly, are just crazy amazing. So this is, again, that's on Forest and Sky. And the green's kind of, once again, getting blown out. But I love how this is knitting up. I love when you like make like some hand-dyed yarn and you're looking at it and it's always a surprise to you how it's going to knit up. Depending on what, you know, what you use it for, it's going to always look different. So I'm having a lot of fun knitting up my own yarns, and that was sort of my goal, was from July to the end of the year to use, the goal was to use only my own yarns, and then I thought, well, now that I'm doing 4 at a time, I can branch out and use some other people's yarns too. So this, I think I'll probably be done this fairly soon. I'm hoping maybe by next, maybe by episode 11, I will have another, it's going to depend, because I also want to get the Canada Day socks done. But yeah, that's my goal. So that is the last of the socks. So that's 4 pairs of socks. I feel that's a properly good showing. So that leaves the girl from the grocery store shawl. So this is in my Beaver Lumberjacks thing, project bag. Use your words, Kelly. And you can see there, sorry, it also comes with some dog hair. That's from Longview Creations, and that's her little tag there. She's on Etsy, and she's got great bags. I have a few of her bags. This is the only, this is the only one I have up here right now. My other ones are downstairs, but this is the kind of sweater size, shawl size, I guess, in this case. This is the girl from the grocery store from Joji Locatelli. So that's, and it's got, this is in black and white, but you can kind of see it's like 2 colors. And the 2 colors I'm using are, this is my main color, which is from Lichen and Lace, and this is the Wildflowers. And the other color is the Alpaca, and this is from Drops Alpaca Mix. It's 100% alpaca. So, alpaca mix, and let's see if I can find a match here. I think I showed this the last time, but the purple in here is almost bang on with the purple here. So this is kind of my contrasting color, but this is my main color. So when I started this, I kept making the mistake of kept screwing up down here. Look at all these ends I have to weave in. I should actually start. Maybe I'll do some of those today. But when I was screwing up on the 2-row pattern. That's right. I screwed up a 2-row pattern. And I screwed it up twice. 3 times before I got it going the right way. So I had to keep pulling it out and redoing it. And I was having a hard time getting past here before I screwed things up again. So I finally got it down. I realized, hey, maybe put a stitch marker in it so you know which is row number 1. And so this is what I've got so far, which, let's see if I can. Oh my God. So this is what I've got so far. So this here is the alpaca, and it blends really well, and it almost blends a little too well, because I'm thinking it doesn't even look like a contrasting color. But I think it will the further along I go, when I start to use a little more of the purple, because I think it sort of shifts as you kind of transition. So, but I really like how the colors are blending. I love how the Wildflowers from Lichen and Lace knits up. And Lichen and Lace, I think it's lichenandlace.com, and she's actually from Sackville, New Brunswick. So I think I can enter this if I can get it done into the Canada Day Cal as well. Because the Canada Day Cal that Grocery Girls are putting on, is Canada Day or it's Canada 150, I forget. But if you go on their Ravelry page or check out the podcast if you haven't already, then it'll be on there, it'll say. But it's basically, you have to use a Canadian designer, Canadian yarn. Might I suggest Loch Briar Knits? What was the other thing? Canadian designer, Canadian yarn. There's a list. It's all, and the more Canadian content in your project, the more chances you have of winning prizes. So check it out, because you've got until the end of August, so there's still plenty of time. This is, I think, no, this is actually, I think I was further down here when I showed last week. So this is my little sheep stitch marker who's kind of getting there, maybe there. So he's a cutie. I could move him up now, I guess. I did make a bunch of stitch markers that I showed on the, I showed them on the last episode. Sorry, I'm trying to get this back on. There. I showed them on the last episode, I think, and I did get some stuff to make some more, and I got some like beads and stuff like that just to kind of add to it, for some progress keepers, and also some stitch markers. So let me see if I have time to get some of those done today. I don't know if I will. I have a fair bit on my list of things to do today. So that is all my works in progress. I feel like I'm getting stuff done, which is nice. It I haven't gotten anywhere near the simple lines or the starting point cowl that is also a Joji Locatelli one. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed knitting it too, and then I think once I realized that I had gotten as far as I could go in one piece without having to go back and then knit the second piece, I just seemed to lose steam. But I will go back to it. I do want to finish it because I see all these other projects and they look lovely, and I really want to. But I think right now I just want something a little simpler for the summer. So the grocery girl from the grocery store. I have grocery girls in the brain. I think that's kind of a bit more of kind of a simple, just sit out on the deck, don't have to think a lot kind of. It's a very intuitive knit once you put your stitch marker in and you know where you're going. So I think that's it. I think that's it for WIPs. Yeah, that's it. So what's in the queue? I am going to probably cast on another pair of socks because I bought another pair of the Addy Turbo Rockets the other day. And I'm thinking, you know, I could do 5 at a time. But then there's a part of my brain thinking, is that maybe a little too much? And then there's the other part of my brain saying, hey, there is only one way to find out. So I don't know what yarn I'll cast on with that though. One of mine, somebody else's. I don't know. So but I may cast on another sock. But the big project that I have on the horizon is my very first sweater. And I'm not going to lie, it's totally freaking me out a little. I have decided I'm going to do, it's called the Daydream. Daydream or Daydreamer? I didn't bring the pattern up with me. I should have put coffee in this, shouldn't I? So I'm doing Daydream by Heidi Kirrmaier. And on Ravelry, it's a paid pattern. It's a beautiful sweater. I may try to insert a picture here. But I will link to it, put a link to it in the show notes. And the thing I like about it is it's a round neck, but it just goes into this tiny little V here, which adds just, I don't know, there's just something about that little detail that I like. And it's got nice positive ease to it, which I also like in my sweaters. I don't like wearing fitted sweaters. I like them to have a bit of a looseness to it. I just find that more comfortable, and I often wear like tank tops or a t-shirt underneath. So it's just, I don't know, it's just more comfortable, I find. So this one, I am going to use the yarn that I had originally set aside for the Tin Can Knit Flex Light. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the right size weight for the sweater. I took the pattern into the Loop, which is my local yarn store. Mimi there said that she's quite certain that'll work. Just told me how to swatch it out because I've never done that before. So this could be fun. But I am a little freaked out because I have never knit a sweater before, and I really, quite frankly, have no idea what I'm doing. But, you know, I'm just going to jump in and have at her. So I would like to get that cast on before the end of the month. And I have a project for the National Parks one. I'm either going to try to cast that on before the end of the month, or I may have to wait until August for that one. But I'm not going to say what it is because it's a gift, and the person who the gift is for might be watching this. Al, so no spoilers. So, but I do have a really good idea, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that's going to be, I think that's going to be August though, so that's a little further down in the queue right now, just because I need to get a few things off the needles. I would like to finish the grocery girl from the grocery store knit shawl first, but that seems to be going pretty quick when I'm working on it, so I think I can get that done fairly quickly. So I'm going to kind of concentrate on just that and the socks. If I can get some of those things off the needles and completed, then I can start a couple bigger projects and maybe then cut down to 3 socks at a time. So that's the plan. So that's what's in the queue. So the to die for section. I have not done any yarn dyeing in probably about 3 weeks. So I took a bit of a break because we had stuff going on. The only time I really have to do the hand dyeing is like on the weekends. And we had stuff going on. My father-in-law was down last weekend. He'd closed on a house down here, which he's referring to as a summer home, and he just wants us to use it. And I've been put in charge of the interior decorating and the painting. I'm not doing the painting. I'm hiring the guy to do the painting, picking out the paint, decorating the interior, which is great. I love doing stuff like that. Love it. So we've kind of been, he was down for the weekend, so we were sort of dealing with that last weekend. This weekend, I would really like to get some done because I have a few ideas that I was working on, just, you know, in my brain and writing down on paper, getting some ideas of colorways that I want to try. But I don't want to go too crazy. I want to wait until some of the stuff in the shop starts to move, and then I can sort of repopulate it with the new colorways. But I may start working some stuff up for fall. I was originally going to do a shop update. I was looking at mid-August, and I thought, that's dumb. You're in PEI. But I thought it would be really nice to get some done up for fall, and maybe start incorporating some fall colors and some DK weight yarn and that idea. So I'm working on some ideas. I may throw some up in the shop randomly, but I'll let you guys know when I'm gonna do that. But it's not gonna be like a full update, just because I don't think I'll have the time, and I don't want to totally use up the supply of the bear yarn that I have right now, just because I'd like to save a good chunk of that for the fall update. And yeah, so that's where we are with that. For the shop, there's a coupon code, the Canada 150. That is good until July 31st. So that's 15% off of anything in the shop. So you'll just get 15% off your order. And let's see, there were some new bases added. I think I mentioned last episode I ordered the Glitter Party base, which is a gold stellina. And I also have in some skeins of the MCN, which is my Gush base. That's merino, cashmere, nylon blend. So it is so soft. Like yeah, I love it. I love it. I can't wait to do up some more. And I think that's it. That's it for the To Die For section. It's pretty abbreviated. Oh yeah, the other thing is when you do an order up, you will get a 10% off coupon as a thank you as well. So you get 10% off your next order. So 15% off your current order using the Canada 150 coupon code, and then 10% off your next order as a thank you. So that's it. That's it for To Die For. So, total randomness. I was taking a look at my July goals because I do a bullet journal, and I usually set out goals of what I want to accomplish in the month. And I was looking at them today thinking, geez, I should really check on that. There's probably some stuff I could check off. Other than do 2 podcasts, which this is the second one, nothing. I have accomplished nothing. I was going to write 30 pages of my book. I've written 5. Although I did plot an outline. But still, I slacked off on my writing. I think my brain is still in vacation mode because I decided to take a couple months off, and now it's getting a little hard to get back into it. So I did sit down and make myself a schedule of what I got to do to get the book written. But I was going to finish the Canada Day socks, which I haven't done yet. So I've got 1 sock left there I still have to do. I was going to finish the Lavender Field sock. So I have cast on the 2nd sock, so that's looking good. I was going to cast on the sweater. I haven't done that yet. I was going to finish the starting point wrap. That's not going to happen. But no, I don't think I'll finish the Grocery Girl thing before the end of July. I don't think so. I mean, it's a pretty fast knit, but I've only got 10 days left, and I've got 2 socks I have to knit, so I don't know. I'll try to make some headway on it, but so I don't know. I've just been lazy. Like, when I'm not writing, I don't know. If I'm not writing, I am so undisciplined. I need to get back to writing. I think the break's over. I think the break is over. So, what else? What am I doing? Oh, so the house closed, which I mentioned, so I'm doing the interior decorating on that. My sister's birthday is next weekend, but we're going to celebrate with her this weekend because the kids are with our parents down at their camp for the weekend. So her and her husband are kid-free. So they're going to come up actually Saturday morning, which is tomorrow, which is why I'm podcasting today. My sister and I are going to go to the farmer's market in the morning, which I love doing. It's a lot of fun going with her too. She's like, it's fun doing anything with my sister. So we're going to do that in the morning, and then they're going to come over for a barbecue and a game of Cards Against Humanity tomorrow night. So that's pretty much Saturday scheduled. So yeah, I don't know what else will get done Saturday. And then Sunday I've got a meeting in the morning, and then probably try to get the bikes out. Then I have to do like the lunches for the next week and all that stuff. So that's going to be this weekend. I'm actually really looking forward to it, going to the market tomorrow and hanging out with my sister and her husband and my husband, because we always have a good time. And I think that's really about all that's going on. Yeah. I've got to figure out my schedule too for podcasting based on vacations. I've got to figure out where I'm at. I got to figure out where I'm going to be and how I'm going to schedule that. But that's a problem for future Kelly. Today I am just going to kick back. I'm going to work on some knitting. I'm going to do some journaling, which I've been really lax in lately. I've probably got an entire month to catch up on. What else am I going to do today? It's really It's beautiful out there right now. It was supposed to rain this morning, but it actually turned sunny. It was supposed to rain for the morning and turn sunny in the afternoon. So unless I have been sitting here for 3 hours, it got sunny early. So I am going to probably sit out on the back deck and do some knitting because we bought an umbrella so I can shade myself and not die in the sweltering heat, because the sun hits the back of that deck all afternoon until the sun goes down and it gets hot. So this makes it so that we can sit out there comfortably and enjoy the warm weather without overheating completely. So what else am I going to do today? I may run a couple errands, do some knitting, do some journaling. I know I've got some other stuff on my list there. I think I have to do laundry. I hate doing housework on my days off. Maybe I'll leave that for later in the weekend. So thanks everybody for stopping by. If you like the episode, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to know when the next ones come out. Every now and then I do vlogs. I haven't really done those lately. I may do that when I go on vacation. I may have a better luck doing that. So thanks for stopping by, all you returning viewers. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I hope you'll come back for episode 11. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for checking the podcast out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you return for the next ones, and you've got a backlog of other ones to watch if you did. So I will be back probably in 2 weeks, and until then, I hope you get lots of knitting and crafting done. I hope you get some time off to enjoy the summer months. And until next time, I will see you guys later. So happy knitting and catch you back here later.